There's something in the air.
Hello everyone, welcome to Ultimate Book Maniacs, your one-stop for book and TV series reviews. I was working on this channel update video which I was going to post first, but then HBO dropped another Game of Thrones teaser, so I decided to discuss that first. I'll also discuss the Game of Thrones pictures which were released when I was on a break. So, let's begin. The trailer begins with ravens flying over the wall, but as you can see, it's not a totally destroyed wall. You can see Bran's ravens flying over the wall. I'm assuming it's the wall because on the right hand side you can see the sea and there are some structures built on the wall. So my guess is this might be Shadow Tower. We know the wall was destroyed at Eastwatch at the end of season 7, so it can't be Eastwatch. That's why I believe it's Shadow Tower. You can see cabins and structures built there. There's even a light on in one of the cabins. Then we see Drogon flying over the Unsullied and the Dothraki. And judging from the wall behind them, my guess is it's Winterfell. So this is probably from the scene when Dany will first arrive at Winterfell. Then we see some people screaming and running behind Arya, while Arya looks up and she smiles. So my guess is people will be scared and they will start running thinking that the dragons are there to attack them. But then Arya will see Jon riding on Drogon along with Dany and then she will smile. It's either that or seeing Dany on Drogon reminds her of Visenya. As Tywin Lannister had said to her, Visenya Targaryen was a heroine of hers.
Aegon Targaryen changed the rules.
It wasn't just Aegon riding his dragon. It was Rhaenys and Visenya too. Rhaenys rode Meraxus. Visenya rode Vhagar. Visenya Targaryen was a great warrior. She had a Valyrian steel sword she called Dark Sister.
She's a heroine of yours, I take it.
But my guess is that smile was for Jon. Then we see some quick random scenes from a mixture of season 7 and season 8. In the first clip, we see the Night King raising a spear again. In the next one, we see Dany on Drogon. But my guess is it's from season 8 because when I took a screenshot of it and zoomed in on the picture, it looks like two whites are on Drogon with Dany. So my guess is at some point in season 8, Dany will be surrounded by the whites and Dany and Drogon will have to make a run to save their lives. But it's too blurred to say for sure. Another clip we see is of Dany looking worried. We also see Viserion flying in the air. The clip of Jon looks like it's from beyond the wall. What do you think? Then we see another clip of Dany on Drogon. And when I zoomed in on the picture, it seems too blurred to me. But is it just me or is someone else riding with Dany on Drogon? We also see Tormund looking up. It's really hard to tell anything from his background, but I don't know why it feels like Winterfell to me. You can see a white surface behind Tormund. And in the end, we see a clip from season 7. This clip ends with a dragon flying back from the wall while the wall is breaking. I know this clip is from the same scene which I discussed in my proof that Tormund and Beric are alive video. But just to be sure, I zoomed in on the dragon and you can see holes in his wings. So it's definitely Viserion, which means it's a scene from the end of season 7. So that's what we saw in the HBO teaser. Forgive me, I'm a little rusty right now. I haven't made this kind of video in months now. And even those videos were scripted. Anyways, let's move on to the first look photos. The first picture we see is of Sir Davos. My guess is he's sitting in Winterfell and an unsullied soldier is behind him. Sir Davos is wearing the winter clothes And you can also see a right shoulder of someone standing in front of Sir Davos. My guess is it's Tyrion. They might be discussing strategies or something. The next picture is of Arya, and judging from the dresses of the people behind her, I think one of them is Podrick. There's also a girl behind Arya, but I think she is the same girl from the HBO teaser, which means she is just a random girl, not someone important. And behind that girl, it looks like someone is in an armor, so it might be a knight from the Vale or something. This scene looks almost exactly like the scene from the teaser trailer where Arya is looking up. And my guess is that's when people will start screaming and running. And then when Arya will see Jon on Drogon, she will smile. Then we see Jon at Winterfell. There are some people behind him, but it's too blurred to see who they are. Although you can see piles of snow near the wall, which means it might be in the beginning of the season, probably around the time when Jon arrives, because in all the chaos, they won't have time for these kind of things. By the way, I love the fact that they still show the scar on Jon's face, which means Jon is still a white, just like Beric Dondarrion. His wounds aren't healing, and I'm really happy for that. Then we see Tyrion in Winterfell too. He is looking at someone and he does not look happy about it. So it might be a discussion with Sansa about how she ran away and left him to die. Or maybe they won't talk about it and move on to other serious matter. Why do you think he's upset and who do you think he's talking with? Moving on to the next picture. Sam is looking at someone and is smiling. I hope it's Jon, but it could be Bran too, because we later see Bran sitting at the same place where he was sitting in season 7 when Sam approached him with information about Rhaegar and Lyanna.
Samwell Tarly.
I wasn't sure if you'd remember me.
You helped us get beyond the wall.
What happened to you beyond the wall?
I became the Three-Eyed Raven.
Next we see a picture of Dany smiling at someone in Winterfell. Judging from the background, it's probably the Great Hall of Winterfell. And Dany is not wearing her coat now. Her dress still looks amazing. Then we see Cersei sitting on the Iron Throne. Is it a smile on her face? It's hard to tell. But she is wearing the same dress she wore in the set photos videos I posted last year. My guess is Euron probably brought back the Golden Company and she is talking to them. Then we see a picture of Jon and Dany. She is probably wearing the same dress she wore on the back of Drogon in the teaser trailer. We also see Brienne sitting in the Great Hall. You can see Unsullied sitting behind her. Then we see Varys in Winterfell. There's Arya sitting at the high table and Jon is probably sitting next to her. And Jaime is not wearing the Lannister armor, which makes me really happy. It's hard to tell, but I think he might be sitting in Winterfell, unless it's River Run. What do you think? Then we see Cersei in King's Landing. She seems so alone. Is it just me, or does this look like the same place where she left Septa Unella behind? Maybe it's one of the dungeons or the black cells or something. What do you think? And who do you think she left behind this time? And as I discussed before, Bran is sitting in front of the fireplace at the same place where Sam reached out to him in the end of season 7, and together they figured out Jon's parentage. So, that was all for today's video. What do you think about season 8? What are your thoughts on this teaser and these promotional photos? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please click on the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you in my next video.